Officer Marshall, you're in charge of security for the evidence room, right?
You got good eyes, partner. It's an easy job, and I'm grateful for it.
Actually, Officer Meekins at the detention center told us.
Ah, that poor little doggy. Poor guy. I keep getting his name wrong and calling him Meekly.
He told us something. He said that when the stabbing occurred, you weren't at your station.
Well, maybe I shouldn't be telling you this, but since I got demoted from detective 2 years ago, well, it might not look it, but I lost my fire for the job, you know?
So, what were you doing around 5:15 when the murder took place?
Well, I reckon I was galloping down the highway on the back of my steed, Zippy.
Note, he was riding down the highway on his horse named Zippy.
There's no need for people here anyhow. These newfangled machines do a bang-up job of keeping an eye on the place.
You mean the security camera system?
I don't take to machines much. Kind of like that stewed broccoli they sneak in next to your steak, you know?
Miss Starr told us something. She said that you were a detective until 2 years ago.
It was always my dream to be a rawhide wrangler on the scene of the crime. That's all gone now. Like a drinking hole in a prairie fire.
You're still investigating the SL9 incident with Miss Starr, aren't you?
That was my case.
It's all solved on the record books, but it smells like a bad game of poker. I can't let it go. But that's all there is to it.
What kind of case was it anyway? We've heard the name so many times, but no one tells us what exactly happened.
There are some things you're better off not knowing, Bambina. Anyway, that case is officially dead as of 2 days ago.
2 days ago? The day of our case?
That's right. The evidence transferals.
Edgeworth was talking about the transferals, too.
I know what maybe 2 of the machines in here do.
Only 2 of them? There must be a dozen!
Like I said, Bambina, me and machines, well, I like them about as much as I like stewed cauliflower with my steaks. The easiest ones to understand are these here security cameras.
Those are the ones that Officer Meekins mentioned.
If nothing happens, the tapes are automatically erased every few hours.
And Officer Meekins and Detective Goodman, are they on one of those tapes?
I reckon they might be.
You're the security guard and you reckon?
One more thing. When you go into the evidence room, you need an ID card.
Thus the card reader by the door.
The card reader leaves a record of every ID card passed through.
So this is the ID card record.
Hey, I've seen that somewhere before.
Sorry, Bambina. Can't show you more than that.
Huh?
I haven't heard whether this is related to the case yet.
Mr. Wright! I saw a number on that record just now. I've seen that number before.
Maybe there's some way I can prove that record is tied to the stabbing.
See this? This is the victim's ID card.
Ah, the one that was on the ground in the parking lot?
The number on this is 584-2189.
Officer Marshall, show us the ID number on that ID card record. Look, the 4th number. It's a perfect match.
It was used at 5:14, right before the stabbing.
What's more, there's only one of them cards in the world.
So, when the incident occurred, Detective Goodman was in the evidence room.
But wait, what did Officer Meekins say?
Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to display his ID card.
So you asked Detective Goodman to show you his ID card. What did he do?
That's the thing. Suddenly, he pointed a knife at me.
If he had his ID card then, Why would he have pointed a knife at Officer Meekins?
All right, compadre, you win. I guess I can give you this ID card record.
I've got an idea. Maybe I should show this list to other people with IDs here. Sorry, but could you explain what this whole transferal thing is about?
We keep only evidence from solved cases in this room. They're kept here under the presiding detective's supervision for 2 years. So we can reinvestigate them if it turns out there was a mistake, see?
So, what happens to the evidence after 2 years?
It goes to sleep forever in the underground vault at the police station. That's what we call transferal. We do it every February.
I see now.
Transferal is like a funeral for old cases. 2 years after a case is solved, it's closed forever. Dead. Never to be reopened again. Never to be reinvestigated.
And that happened to SL9 2 days ago. It's quiet. The investigation must be over here.
So this is the evidence room? It really is kind of like a graveyard.
Graveyards are supposed to have grass and trees. This feels more like a morgue.
Nice try, Mr. Wright. You can't scare me.
Ah!
Sorry, I thought you were a ghost.
I wouldn't recommend going around smacking ghosts on the head, pal. So is it true, what I heard? Righto, please, do I look like a selfish man? Heck, if anyone asked me, "Sir, can I borrow $50?" I'd give them $50, no problem. So go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's content. Knock yourself out.
Yeah, it's true.
So Chief of Police Gant will loan anyone $50? Even me?
Oh, so that's what you were talking about.
Actually, I was put in charge of the investigation for today.
Just for today?
Boss for a day.
But guess what? You got permission from the chief, so now you're boss for a day.
Gee, thanks.
First of all, you'll want to have this.
So, Detective Gumshoe, you're boss for the day?
That's right. It's an honor. After all, the murder took place right here in the police department.
But if you're boss, why are you all alone? Where are your underlings?
They're using our findings from yesterday's investigation to prepare for the trial.
In other words, Detective Gumshoe got kicked out of the investigation again.
I'm adamant, though. I'm going to take control and put this case to rest. And in my own evidence locker, pal.
You have a locker in here too, Detective Gumshoe?
Ha ha ha! Of course. I am a detective, after all. They gave me a locker that only I can open, pal.
Only you can open?